Hi friends. So today I thought we could talk a little bit about substitutes for God. And the reason why is because today, as we go through the COVID experience, all the restrictions and being at home, a lot of the things that have played substitutes for God have been ripped away from us, right? A lot of the things that we've given a lot of our time and energy and we've been distracted by or pulled into or desiring or pursuing, many of those sort of things we have limited access to, these things that can become substitutes for God. Why do I say that? Because what is it that we do with God? We worship God. And worship, it comes from an old English word that means to declare something worthy, or in this case God, to declare God worthy, right? And so we actually spend a lot of our lives declaring a tremendous amount of other things worthy, and in fact, more worthy than God. And so they become the things that we worship. All right. John 4 is what I think about, and the woman at the well. Jesus is there with the Samaritan woman, and she's there to get water, and he asks for water, and she's like, you're asking me for water? But actually he wasn't asking her for water. He was leading to a point where he could say, I can give you a water where you'll never thirst, you'll never come back to this well. Now, of course, she was thinking in material things, in physical sense, of actual water, but he was talking about the deep well of the water of his love. And he helps her eventually to understand that the waters that he can give of eternal love is the stuff that will help her not to thirst for all the other substitutes in her life. Bishop Barron talks about this, and he references the four major substitutes in our lives, which actually comes from St. Thomas Aquinas. What are they? Wealth, power, pleasure, and honor. And when you think about it, and St. John of the Cross talks about this, he says that we have an infinite cavern inside of each one of us. And that cavern, we try to fill up with all kinds of things, including these four substitutes. So follow this. We say things like, if only I had enough wealth or more wealth, then I would be happy. And so we pursue more wealth, right? What do? We work extra hard and longer at our places of employment, only to find out as we work more and more hours and we accumulate more and more stuff, it doesn't give us the happiness that we hoped for. And in fact, it causes us in this cycle to go for more hours, for more money, for more things. It's insatiable, right? So then we think to ourselves, well, if power, okay? If I had power, and this comes in many forms, but think of it this way. If I had power to control my life, my destiny, get things the way I want them, in the place I want them, where I want them, how I want them. And so we spend a tremendous amount of energy trying to control our lives and everything around us and all the external circumstances around us, thinking if only I had control over my life and the life of other people, like the lives of even our children and our spouses and other people. And so we pursue that. And it's like an infinite horizon that always escapes us. We never can accomplish it. And so we pursue more and more of that power. And then something comes along in our lives, like an event like the coronavirus, that just strips so much of control over our lives. And how does it leave us? It leaves us feeling frustrated and angry and all kinds of other emotions. Pleasure is another one that never satisfies. We are so addicted to pleasures today, right? Like, just think about entertainment. Just think about our social media. Just think about our gadgets. Just think about our activities. And think about what we view on the internet, right? And we go after that, and we think, I need more of this in order to be happy. We compare ourselves to others and all of their adventures and all the fun that they're having. Ego comparative relationship that we have with other people and with ourselves leaves us feeling miserable and thirsty for more. And it's unending. An honor. I would be happy if people would recognize me, my worth, my value, my contribution, everything I do for them, everything I do for my spouse and for my children and for my employers. And I would be happy if I got the attention I deserved. And of course we never get it because it's insatiable. We keep craving it and going for it. We get a little and we want more. So we know that none of those things that become substitutes for God, worthy things that become so worthy that they replace the worship of God, that infinite cavern can only be filled by God. And I think that's something that we need to recognize, is that we, all of us, because we're all sinners and we're all get the same seasickness, We're all in the same boat. We all get the same seasickness, right? We're all susceptible to this. What to do with this it really is the question. And the question is to recognize that above all of these substitutes, there's really only one that is worthy of our worship, worthy of our attention, worthy of our love. And I love what Bishop Barron says. It's spiritual physics. What does he mean by that? Matter and energy. Okay? Meaning that all these four substitutes, they don't have real matter. They don't have real density. They can never fill up that infinite cavern. Okay? And they're not the stuff that gives us the energy that we need in life and in our relationships and bringing meaning to our lives and purpose to our lives. They're not the stuff that really motivates us. They only motivate us in this addiction cycle, right? God is the one that has true gravity, the one that has real matter. The one that can truly draw us, not just into this cavern, but can fill this cavern. And He's the one who supplies the energy, the grace, the blessing, the love. Another way of saying is that there's no substitute for the infinite, unconditional love of God. And only that infinite, unconditional love from God is the stuff that can fill the void that is inside of us. How to do that? How to do that is to discover a way in which to access what matters most in our lives and allow that matter, that one, that God, to give us the energy that we need in this world to be able to live from day to day and the ups and the downs and not get attached to the substitutes and be able to share that energy and that life with other people, which is the stuff that then fulfills us, that satisfies us. Relationships with others, relationship with God, and His purpose, His plan, rather than trying to control everything and grasp at everything on our own. And that's what we're going to talk about in our next time together, putting a plan for prayer together, because prayer is the access. Until then, friends.